Welcome back to the garage here at Basin Motorsports. I'm Canaan, and today we're going to get back onto the 1986 Foxbody Mustang, the hatchback I call the Gray Lady. So a lot of times when you come out with these older cars, you're going to find that the headliner is starting to fail. And most of the time, it's not because the foam and the cloth have come off the substrate. Now on the Foxbodies, they have a cardboard substrate from the factory. And on mine, what it actually was the cloth was coming off of the foam, but the foam was really very well attached still to the substrate. So one of the tricks I've been using lately is I've been using a wire brush just to scrape off the foam. So one thing you'll do, come around, just using a wire brush, what you'll find is that it's going to actually scrub off the foam and the glue off the substrate. That way you don't have to worry about trying to peel it off, because once it happens, you try to peel off any of the foam, it really just tears the substrate layer off. So if you use a wire brush and a lot of patience, what you'll find is that you can probably scrape off or scratch off a lot of this foam, and then once it's clean, you can wipe it off, vacuum it off with maybe a shop vac, and then you can start to get your new material back on there by adding some glue and laying it down. Alright, so I have everything done now very easily. So I scraped off all the material, just used some glue, some Super 77 adhesive trim glue from 3M. Spray the surface. Now I always do it in halves, so I split over half, spray it all down, let it sit for about 30 seconds or so until it gets nice and tacky. Lay the material down, and you can just rub your hand back and forth just with a nice piece there all the way across. So you have a dome lamp, and then you have, I think the front piece is the dope scope. Yeah, that's what we call it, the dope scope. Anyway, so you can get the kind on corners, and there's just looking at the back. I just always wrap the edge. I know that you get it from the, any of the distribution houses from TMI or anything. They don't wrap the edge. I typically do, just for extra cushion on the edge. It makes everything kind of hold together better. And then with those, you just basically cut the length and then into each corner and fold down. So it gives a nice rounded edge around here. Same thing. TMI and that won't do that, but I do. One other thing I did was to put in some boom mat. So this is Design Engineering boom mat. That is 3 pieces. So piece there, half, and half. So that is now nice and solid. As I knock on it, there it is, good. So there I just used their roller, which I'll put a link down in the description if you want that. Much easier to put on with your hand, that way you don't cut yourself on the aluminum backing here. But that will add some great sound deadening, and now with that I can put in the headliner. There is the finished product. Kind of block that light a little bit. As you can see, it all goes in, dome lamp, dope scope. Not even sure what they call that, but anyway, that's what we're looking at here. You have the 2 clips on either side, so you got a black clip here, black clip there, holding it up, and then everything else fits great against the windshield. You have your piece that goes across the front, and I also sprung for an actual hood seal. So this came in from National Parts Depot. Got that there. Let's see what else. Got some pins for the door over there to do. Dash pad to do. All the upper trim can now go in because the headliner is in. New console pad and door pins and a new emblem for the front of the car because that needs to be done. So these are all the nice new pieces. Now I still have a bunch of stuff coming from late model restoration. That'll come in next week, and then we're going to start getting this interior in lickety split. Alright, so here is the last of the interior work for this update. So you can see the dome lamp and the periscope or dope scopes in there. The dash is completely back together. So all the trim, surround, new dash pad. Now I did change that. That was black previously. I changed it to the dark charcoal to match the dash itself. I just like the looks of it better versus the dark, which is what the A-pillars are. Glove box is in. Under dash piece here, obviously the gauge surround, checked the lights, and swapped out a couple of bulbs that weren't working. And then I did put in the original tape deck that was in there. So this is an Optimus Master Blaster kind of deal, and that is probably from the late 80s. So I'll leave that for the new owner. They can decide if they want to put in a CD player or something that just goes straight USB or Bluetooth. But that's the joys of buying a project car for somebody else. They can choose to do that. Now the next order of project is to get the sail panels done. So once the interior, I've got a couple more pieces to do. The next piece of these sail panels, that's what's really going to hold me up from putting this car interior back together. So you remember when I did the headliner in the beginning of this, the booth was right here. I did flip it around and put it in that spot. What I noticed is that with it 10 foot deep this way, I really just couldn't get by the car. And it definitely couldn't fit another car in here because it came out so far. So I went and cut this down to 6 foot deep. So now if I kind of open up and show you in here, I can now have my 2 card tables side by side, which gives me an approximate hood size. So this is about 48 by 48. Right now I've got the fender spats in there that need to be bodyworked, sanded, and then wrapped to match the fenders. These are the sail panels off the 86. So I just got them upside down, and I've got to repair a couple things on the backside for the studs, and then I will get those painted. So really, other than a couple small painted pieces here, the sail panels and the door trim, that's about it for doing the gray paint. I need to do the windshield trim front and rear, or the back piece there. You know, the small things. Get the door pins on the driver's door, get the fenders set on the gaps correctly, and the door set, at least on the passenger side. Small little things. I'm trying to work a couple hours a day on everything, trying to move forward on the 90, or the 86, not 90s, 86 here. And then I'll go through and completely clean out the interior with some soap and water, just get all the dirt and dust out of it. And it really kind of gets rid of that musty smell too. But otherwise, I'm really happy so far with every piece that's on this car. It's really going to come out very, very nice and clean. So it's going to be very refreshed. And hopefully I'll get it up for sale before Halloween. We'll see. We'll see if I get to that point, but I'm trying to get to that. I'm going to have a car show next weekend that I was trying to get this car to. Assuming the Porsche sold, well, the Porsche didn't, and this will not be done. So the Porsche will be the car that will go to the show next weekend, hopefully with a big for sale sign on it, and I will get it moved out. But otherwise, I'm going to bring it back in here in my spare bay, just keep it on battery tender, and we'll see. So the next episode, you'll see a Porsche in the garage. I will be doing some painting on the sail panels, and I also have a set of Capri sail panels that I'm going to refinish in black. So that will be the piece. Now, if anybody sees this and they want those sail panels and they want them in a dark charcoal gray, hit me up now, because otherwise I will do the body work, I'll do the prep, and I will either paint them black or gray. I have both. I just need to know which, and probably will negotiate a price. Nothing giveaway, but nothing outrageous. So that's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by here at Basin Motorsports.